Go ahead and rock it.
St. Paul has always been known for the variety of countries represented here. Each person from all around the world brings a different environment and culture to the school and shapes it to what it is today. I have had the pleasure to talk with and get to know one student in particular from South Korea. Kim Jeong-hyuk, also known as Bert, is a junior who is originally from Gyeonggi-do, South Korea. Before coming to school in America, he had moved 5 times in his life, which can sound like a lot, but it was just local moves from one town to the next. His father, a police officer, and his mother, who works in the South Korean government, kept moving until they felt like they had found a correct education for their children. Bert has an older sister who is 21 years old and currently studies at the university in South Korea. And Bert and his sister bond over their love of their cute little white dog named Happy, who's been with them for 10 years. Along with Happy, Bert has had hamsters and hedgehogs, which has given him quite some interesting stories in his childhood. We've always heard those crazy stories about hedgehog mothers eating their own children, but we doubt it actually happens, right? Well, as a 10-year-old, Bert had realized that his mama hedgehog was quite hungry, although being fed the actual food she needed. Bert's love for animals showed, though, when her mother hedgehog got sick, and he stayed up until 3 a.m. trying to take care of her, despite her previous gruesome actions. Along with missing his pets from back home, Bert also misses how great their delivery system was there, and also Korean pizza. Because he lived in a pretty heavily populated area, ordering food was extremely easy and came as quickly as 5 minutes. Although Bert has missed his home at times, he has loved having the opportunity to learn that St. Paul and America has given him. Bert's time at St. Paul has given him opportunities to learn and grow as a person and discover what he would like in his future. Bert was actually recommended to go to school here by a Korean woman who graduated at St. Paul about 10 years ago. He first came to America after his middle school graduation in South Korea. After spending a year in Louisiana as an exchange student in Bethel Christian High School, Bert moved to St. Paul since, as an exchange student, he couldn't stay in that school for more than 1 year. He came here his sophomore year and plans to graduate next year. After high school, Bert would like to major in computer science at a college in America. He's looking at attending Georgia Tech, California, or Urbana-Champaign in Illinois. He specifically wants to work in computer science and IoT, which stands for Internet of Things. Bert has a lot of plans for the future, but he also remembers to make the most of his time here by following his interests and passions. One of his favorite things about going to St. Paul is that he can meet a lot of people from different countries and learn about their cultures. Since everyone has a different background, he finds it fun and interesting to talk and play with each person. During school, his favorite classes are math and computer science, and he feels one of his strengths is definitely math. On the other hand, his least favorite class is literature because he feels, his least favorite class is literature because he feels that he struggles to understand literature more than others do. Since going to school here, Bert has discovered his love of cooking. Interestingly, when Bert lived in South Korea, he never cooked for himself, or really just enjoyed cooking, since their delivering food was very easy there, and meat is about 4 times more expensive there than in America. After a few months at St. Paul, Bert had gotten sick enough of dining hall food that he decided to learn to make his own. He started learning to cook the best way someone can learn, by watching Gordon Ramsay videos. Fast forward to now, where Bert is cooking dinner for himself twice a week, and his favorite thing to make is Korean barbecue, and more specifically, ribs. Even when away from home, Bert is always willing to learn new skills that just happen to come in handy when hungry. Not only has St. Paul taught Bert new information about cultures and life in another country, but in turn, he has taught others, including me, about cultures that in interest at school. One final thing that Bert showed me is how important having a positive mindset in life is. When I asked him what his happiest memory was, he couldn't choose because he just said he has so many great ones. He tries to enjoy every day in life and find the good in it and forget about the bad days, and I think that's a great lesson for many people to learn.
Thank you so much, Chloe.